Hi, sorry for my appearance and sorry for my lateness, I guess, in another segment, but I did promise you guys that I'll show you my doggie. So here is my dog Ziggy. Ziggy, say hi. He's gonna be 4 March 30th, and he's a Westie, and he is so cute. He knows when you're sad, and he'll come and he'll snuggle with you. But today he's sick. Yes, see, he knows he's sick too. But, so, I just promised you guys I would show him to you. I also said that I would be making a segment where I act like my dad, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about doing that, so before I do that, I'm going to kind of set the mood, I guess, by reading this excerpt from a book. And I'm sorry I'm out of breath, and I don't know how well it's going to go because, once again, I don't redo these, so if I get a phone call or whatever, I guess you guys are just kind of stuck with what you're stuck with. Sorry, I don't know. It's just the way life is. Anyway, it's called Father Forgets by W. Livingston Larned. And here I go. Listen, son, I'm saying this as you lie asleep, one little paw crumpled under your chin and the blonde curls stickily wet on your damp forehead. I have stolen into your room alone, just a few minutes ago, as I sat reading my paper in the library. A stifling wave of remorse swept over me. Guiltily, I came to your bedside. There are things I was thinking, son. I had been cross to you. I scolded you as you were dressing for school because you gave your face merely a dab with a towel. I took you to task for not cleaning your shoes. I called out angrily when you threw some of your things on the floor. At breakfast I found fault too. You spilled things. You gulped down your food. You put your elbows on the table. You spread your butter too thick on your bread. And as you started off to play, and I made for my train, you turned and waved a hand and called, "Goodbye, Daddy." And I frowned and said in reply, "Hold your shoulders back." Then it began all over again in the late afternoon. As I came up the road I spied you, down on your knees, playing with marbles. There are holes in your stockings. I humiliated you before your friends by marching you ahead of me to the house. Stockings were expensive, and if you had to buy them, you would be more careful. Imagine that, son, from a father. Do you remember later than when I was reading in the library how you came in timidly with let me start that part over. Do you remember later when I was reading in the library how you came in timidly with a sort of hurt look in your eyes? When I glanced up over my paper, impatient at the interruption, you hesitated at the door. "What is it you want?" I snapped. You said nothing, but ran across in one of... I don't even know what this word is, so I'll just skip it. But you ran across to me and threw your arms around my neck and kissed me, and your small arms tightened with affection that God had sent blooming into your heart, and which even neglect would not wither. And then you were gone, pattering up the stairs. Well, son, it was shortly afterwards that my paper slipped from my hands and a terrible, sickening fear came over me. What has habit been doing to me? The habit of finding fault, of reprimanding? This was my reward to you for being a boy. It was not that I did not love you. It was that I expected too much of youth. I was measuring you by a yardstick of my own years. And there was so much that was good and fine and true in your character. The little heart of you was as big as drawn itself over the wide hills. This was shown by your spontaneous impulse to rush in and kiss me goodnight. Nothing else matters tonight, son. I have come to your bedside in the darkness, and I have knelt there, ashamed. It is a feeble atonement. I know you would not understand these things if I told them to you during your waking hours, but tomorrow I'll be your real daddy. I will chum with you and suffer when you suffer and laugh when you laugh. I will bite my tongue when impatient words come. I will keep saying as if it were a ritual, "He is nothing but a boy, a little boy." I am afraid I have visualized you as a man. Yet as I see you now, son, crumpled and weary in your cot, I see that you are still a baby. Yesterday you were in your mother's arms, your head on her shoulder. I have asked too much, too much. So basically, I found that extremely hard to read because I did cry the first time I read it, because that's pretty much what's going on with me. Ever since I was little, same thing with my sister. Probably running out of time, so I'm just going to stop here. Comment?